what was your inspiration for the Breathless series and the Three Bad Boys?
It's, the Breathless, trilogy was basically me taking the elements that I loved most from the Sweet series and my Harlequin Desires and putting them together, to form one trilogy. So it basically has my favorite tropes, my favorite, things, my favorite types of scenes. And so basically the Breathless trilogy is basically a longer, more highly eroticized version of A Harlequin Desire.
Oh, okay. That sounds exciting. Will there be more after Ash's story?
I never say never, but definitely not now. I don't have, any, plans right now to do anything in addition, just because I have, other stuff coming out. I have a new trilogy in 2014. So, right now, no, this would be it for the Breathless trilogy.
Oh, darn. Very excited. Those books were they were kind of like my a nightly read that I couldn't go to bed at night after reading. It kept me out a little while.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed them.
Yeah, I did. They were great, actually. You're a great writer, so that's definitely
Thank
a
you.
plus for us bloggers, because those are things that really make us interested in books, that can keep us very interested, and the storyline is great, and there's never really any flaws in the story. You always kind of feel like you're inside the book, so that was something that I really liked about your writing.
Oh, I'm glad.
Yes, I do. This is kind of a weird question, but I want to ask. So I want to ask how people your husband, people close to you, respond to your writing, since it's so, like, steamy and hot and stuff like that.
My husband is extremely, proud of me. He has no issues whatsoever.
Okay.
And you have to understand, he's a forester. He works with, loggers, truck drivers, that he contracts with. He works with some guys. And they pick at him and give him hell about it. He just couldn't care less. He is very proud of what I do. He will tell anybody that'll listen what I do. My sister is a pastor's wife. She's well aware of what I write. She's very proud of me.
Wow.
My stepmom is actually, in New York City with me while I'm, filming these, videos, and she and my stepsister squeal every time they go into a bookstore and see my book. So, they're very aware. I've never tried to hide it. I'm very proud of what I write.
That's awesome.
I've never tried to make it a secret. So, they're very accepting of it. My children know what I write.
And have most of them read some of your stories as well?
Most of them have.
Yeah.
I really, we don't discuss it that much, because when I'm at home and they're there, I'm mom, and I'm not Maya Banks, the author. So, they get excited, awesome. When a book does well, but we don't talk about that at home very much.
Well, that's awesome. I'm glad you have such great support. That's always a big help.
Yes.
I know that. We're kind of from the South, Florida-wise, and I know family is a big thing all over, so that's great to have the support of your family and friends. So that's awesome. Now, I know you have a few series, as we talked about, and I was wondering if there was one that you enjoyed writing the most, or that really you like to go back to a lot because you really the one that you really liked the most.
Yes, definitely the KGI series. That's been the series that has been with me the longest and that I waited the longest to be able to write. I had the idea in the bones of that series, over 10 years ago now.
Wow.
And it wasn't until 2010 that the first one published. So, those stories have been very near and dear to my heart for a decade now. So I would definitely say that was my favorite series. It's also my most difficult series to write, just because I have such a huge cast of characters and a lot of storylines to keep up with. So it's kind of a love-hate relationship. I love them. I can't wait to get back to them when I go back and write one, but they are more difficult to write.
Okay. Would you ever, I don't know, I haven't read all of your books as I've looked through and seen them, but is there a series in there that's, or will you ever write a series geared towards more to the younger crowd, maybe the younger age, like new adult, young adult?
I can't, I try never to say never, but I can't see myself doing that. I mean, look, I hated high school when I was in high school. There's not enough money you could offer me, to go back. When I was a 20-something, I was never attracted to 20-something guys. And it would be very hard for me to write, characters that I weren't at least emotionally attracted to. So, if the right story idea hit me over the head and just demanded to be written, then yes, I would. But I just can't see me writing young adult books because I don't mind writing younger heroines, but I do not like writing younger heroes.
Okay, so what's next for you? Anything that's coming up next? What's in store for you?
Well, I have Coulter's Gift releasing in November. That's the 5th and final book in the Coulter's Legacy series. I have the 8th KGI book, After the Storm, that releases at the end of December. I have a new historical coming out next spring, and then I have a new trilogy called the Surrender Trilogy that will begin releasing in February of next year. All 3 books will be out in the same year. And the week of August 19th, I will be posting covers, blurbs, and release dates along with more information on that new trilogy. So, you can check out my website, my Facebook. I'll be tweeting about it. The week of August 19th, I'll have more information for readers then.
Awesome. Well, we can't wait, and congratulations on your Burn release. I know it's going to do great. And thanks for taking the time out to talk with us, and have fun over in New York.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's nice talking to you.
You too.